This is going to be my first week with the XL883 iron, and I want you to join me on the ride so you can see what I like, what I love and what I don't. Simple as that. Harley Davidson XL883 iron. What do you guys think of it? Personally, I love the looks of it. As usual, let's have a look around. I'll show you what this one's got. It's not quite standard, and we'll talk about it going round. Just look at it. Nice. Now, straight away, feature for me, which I've not decided whether I'm going to keep or not, but it's these side bags. Now they look alright, but you can see straight off the bat they are proper interfering with the passenger foot pegs. Standard bike comes with, it's around 52 horsepower, which is very bloody low, that, considering it's got an 883cc engine. It does seem quite torquey. It does seem like you've got quite a lot of grunt to it. So the power hasn't been an issue while I've been riding it. It's not something that I've thought, oh, could do with a little bit more, because it seems fine. For the style of the bike, no issues whatsoever. Got no wind protection. Suspension wise, on this bike at the rear, we have got dual shocks. Let's see, suspension that side, suspension that side, and I think they work really well. I know that's not something people say about Harleys generally, but I do. I think that the suspension's quite good on this. It's a lot better than I imagined it was going to be. Belt drive. I'm looking forward to not having to worry about chain maintenance. It's got the peanut tank. I think it looks alright. It looks in keeping with the bike. I just think it's a little bit small, and yeah, could do with holding a few more gallons. I might just have to go to the garage a little bit more. Sissy bar on the back. Again, not for everybody, but I like these. I like the thought of having somebody sat there and having that little bit of security behind them. So a nice little cover there. Prior to me getting it, has gone through a bit of a transformation. It's had the stage 1 done to it. So it has got the Vance and Hines pipes, which sound brutal, if I'm honest. They rock the house when you start it up. Certainly in the morning at 5:30 when I went to work the other day, it was brilliant. It's got an improved air filter to help with the airflow, and we've also got a full engine remap that's been done as well, which takes it to stage 1. If you believe the figures that I've been reading online, the stage 1 figure, or stage 1 figures for this bike says it's going to add around 10% extra power to it. So it's going to take it to about, what, 57 horsepower. So still not great figures, but when you're riding it, it actually feels alright. Said I don't think for 1 minute when I've been riding this bike I've thought, oh, could do with a bit of extra power there, because it doesn't. I did go for a bike with a blacked out engine and the black pipes because I'm not much of a polisher. Again, you know, and the chrome bikes look lovely. They look lovely if you're polishing them all the time and you're keeping them absolutely spotless. Then yeah, they look brilliant. But I'm not like that. You know, I'll give it a wipe down, I'll give it a wash every now and then, but I'm not spending hours with the polisher. It's just fact. I know there's a little bit of chrome here and there. I don't mind doing a little bit, but doing the whole exhausting around the engine and every other little bit, nah, not for me that. The mirrors are tiny. You can see what you need to behind, but not a patch on the bike that I had, which were like 3 times bigger. One thing I don't like, the old fuel cap. There's no security with this at all. It's just a twist off cap. In current days, where fuel is gone, well, it's like bloody liquid gold, isn't it, with fuel prices? And I know there's not a lot in here for someone to take, but still, it's an easy take for them, isn't it? No protection at all with that, so that's a bit of a pain. So on this side, we've got your left indicator, we've got your high and low beam, we've got your horn, and then we've got this button which I believe just changes what is on view, the miles, total miles that you've done. You look, no rider modes or anything on this to speak of. This side, we've got your right indicator, we've got an on and off button, and then we've got an engine start and hazard lights. Now the reason we've got an on and off button is, which I do like, this is keyless. As long as you've got your key in your pocket, you press that button, everything comes to life, and happy days. So as far as this goes, there's not a lot to speak of really. We've got no rev meter, we have just got a speedo, we've got a little digitized bit at the bottom, just like an old calculator screen, just an LCD screen, and that just has the miles that you've done, or a trip computer if you want to use one. And then we've just got warning lights underneath, so you've got your indicators, so when that shines quite bright, so you know if you've left your indicator on, which I like, which shouldn't happen with this because it does have self-cancelling, but if it does happen, you'll spot it because it's quite bright. We've got your high beam warning, you've got neutral light, and your oil warning light. See if I just zoom in just there, that lights up, and then we've just got battery and engine warning light, and then the flash there is just for the alarm system that this has got. Let's start it up and you can hear the engine, because that for me is what these bikes are all about. Let's start it up. So to start it up, we've got the on button, so because I'm near it, it's going to start up. Things light up there, tells me how many miles are on it, which isn't much. You just press the start button. So you've had a look around the bike with me, so I am interested to know your views. I'm looking at loads of different things where I can personalize it for me. First thing is certainly the wind protection. I'm also looking at getting the bars taken up a little bit. I'm kind of all toying with all these different ideas, getting some mini apes on there or something, but I don't know yet because I want to live with it for a bit. I want to see if it's something I really need to do, or am I just doing it because I'm used to that sat up straight position, which this bike isn't. You are kind of leant forward, only a touch, but you do notice it if you're used to a bike where you are sat up straight. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, please do hit that subscribe button because it really does make a difference, and it certainly motivates me to keep doing these videos and keep getting them out there, which I love doing, so please help me out. Yeah, I think that's all I've got to say for now. I'm going to go and do some more riding. Make sure you stay with me, because any niggles, any issues I've got with a bike, you can learn them as I do. So stay with me and we can find out together what I like and don't like. Hopefully the list of likes is higher than the list of don't likes. But it's too late now because it's already mine. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. I might have to do quite a bit of shouting to actually get you to hear me. Certainly as the revs pick up, just like that. Oh, I know you've had the walk round, but now I'm riding. What's your view? Come on. I've seen already, just from my little reveal video, the amount of people that have just gone straight for the straight for the jugular of this bike and myself for buying it. I don't know what it is. Go to any other country in the world and Harley Davidsons are lusted after. In England, nah, you get abused for getting one. They get absolutely slated. I don't know why. I'm just going to try a little bit of motorway, 70 mile an hour now, and it does feel very much like someone is, they've got their hands on my chest and they're trying to push me backwards. And just my luck for it to pee it down. Now why is it when you see a review on one of these bikes on YouTube, they're always in somewhere nice and sunny, and you look at it and go, yeah, that looks awesome, that looks so cool, and then you cut to the UK and you go, shit, that weather's bad. Just don't forget to hit that subscribe button. My subscribers are creeping up ever so slightly, so thank you very much for all my new subscribers. Welcome to the club. So this bike is not perfect. Let's start. Number one on my list for things I don't like. The tank is too small. I reckon I'm only going to get 100 miles, maybe a little bit more, but that's going to be it out of a tank. Now another thing I don't like about this bike, sticking with the fuel theme, there is no piggin fuel gauge. It does have the fuel warning light that'll come on, and I'm told when that comes on you've probably got about 20 miles ish. In the UK, not a major thing because you'll generally find a garage within 20 miles. Let's talk about a few things that I like. Now it's got self-cancelling indicators. They were at that time, but they are temperamental. Most of the times they go off, sometimes they don't. We're at the Three Sisters in Ashton and Makerfield, and it's a lovely little place to come. And I get to test out and show you what this bike's like with some fairly brutal speed bumps, because these are. And as far as comfort goes, my arse is actually alright. Let's go and wake the ducks up, that's what I say. I just want to show you how easy this bike is to actually manoeuvre around. I'm on a slight hill, but because my legs are bent and I've got my RST shoes on, it's got a decent bit of grip. It's dead easy to just back it up. No issue with that whatsoever. When I first got on this bike, I thought these bars were a bit too low down and a bit too far forward for me, and I was leaning forward just a touch. But having got a couple of hours on the seat now, I'm not feeling that at all. I'm actually feeling really comfortable on it, and at the start that was my worry, that little lean forward. So that's something that I'm really actually quite happy with. Oh, tunnel! I've had this quite a few days now. I've done probably only a couple of 100 miles, but for me it's enough to confirm that I absolutely love this bike. I really, really do. And I think first of all it was knowing that I had a Harley Davidson. It's kind of like, you know, if you've always wanted a Ferrari, if you're really big on your cars and you get one and then you kind of think, oh, I don't know Well, that's what I was like with this bike to start with, because I got it and thought, yes, I've got a Harley Davidson. But then after riding it for about 2 minutes, I thought, oh, I don't know, I think it might be a bit too loud for me. That I think it might be the seating position might be a bit too sporty like with me back and just forward a little bit. That might hurt a little bit. Oh, I don't know. But I can confirm, having ridden this bike now for a few hundred miles and for a best part of a week, I absolutely love it. The seating position I've got used to. It's lovely having my feet forward. I find it really comfortable. I'm not stretching. It's just lovely. It's just a great place to put your ass. My first week, if I was to just summarize, in fact, I don't even need to. It's awesome. There's loads of things wrong with it. Of course there is. It's a Harley, but it makes up for it with how it looks, how it rides, and the important one, how you bloody feel riding it. And I feel like, I know how the Fonz feels now. I know how the Fonz feels because I'm an older fat bloke riding a motorbike, and I never felt cool on my last bike. I enjoyed riding it. I enjoyed the rides I went on when I was on that bike, but I never looked in the window of a shop as I was turning a corner and thought, look how cool I look. I just didn't. And now I look at this bike and go, yeah, finally. So for me, Harley Davidson, I salute you. Thank you. I hope you've got an idea of what I think of the bike, and if it's swaying you to buy one, then I really hope it does. And just remember, the more you ride these bikes, the better they are, because you just get used to them, and they have got personality and everything. I could go on about these bikes for ages, but it boils down to just feeling awesome, and I feel awesome riding it, and I'm enjoying riding it. So thank you very much. So make sure you come back and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well, so you don't miss anything when it comes out. I'm just gonna go and have some more fun on this, but you guys, love to you all. Stay safe out there on the bikes, and hopefully we'll meet up soon for a ride. Laters.